and to reopen these very important facilities. We had something like this before, but I have to say it wasn't this nice, even at that time. So well done, Madam First Lady. And thank you. It is so important. I have always said it, and I think you may have heard me say it so many times. How important I consider sports for very many things. Not only the glory it brings to our country, the pride it brings to every Filipino. Look what Manny Pacquiao did for us. Look what our gold medalists, Hidlin and Kaloy, look what they did for us. For even just a few days, we were in the top of the world. And that's so important. And it also brings the country together. Because walang Pilipino na hindi kakampi sa Olympian natin o sa athlete natin na lumalaban. So kahit hindi kayo magkasundo, yun na nga, hindi ba balitang-balita si Manny Pacquiao pag lumalaban doon sa Mindanao, ceasefire. Dahil manunood muna sila ng laban ni Manny Pacquiao. And the same thing with you, Hidlin, ganun din. Lahat natigil habang pinapanood ka namin. The same thing with Kaloy. The same thing with all the athletes. And even those who are not gold medalists, we're still there watching you, backing you up, screaming at the TV, and saying, sige, go. And it brings the country together. And beyond that, besides that also, there is no other activity that builds character better than sports. There is no other activity especially for young people. Dahil manalo matalo, it helps you become a better person. You know, if hindi biro ang mag-train sa sport. I've trained, I competed in all kinds of sport. Lahat na yata ng sport, pinakompete sa akin ng tatay ko eh. So, I know how hard it is. You have to really make sacrifices. You have to train. You have to have discipline. You have to be able to work with your team. And like I was just saying, we think of, let's say, cycling as a single sport, as just an individual sport. Well, perhaps it is because there's one individual there that you see on the television. But behind that person, there are 150 people who have made sacrifices, not for that particular event, but for the last 10, 12, 15 years, para pagalingin nila yung kanilang athlete. And so there's so much that goes into it. So that the lessons that you learn when you compete in sports, you know, it's not enough that you play a little sport on the beach or something like that. But if you truly compete in sports, pag lumalaban ka talaga, talagang kailangan may disiplina ka, kailangan talagang desidido ka, kasi lahat naman sa atin, gigising sa mga, mag-train ako today, tinatamad ako may ano ako dun eh, I have a trick for myself. Pag tinatamad, ayoko mag-train yan, mag-stretch ka lang. So, kunwari mag-stretch lang ako. Pero pag pinawisan ka na, sige na. Tuloy-tuloy na. So, but these are the things that we learn when we participate in sports. And that's why sports to me is so important. And that is why one of the things I asked Pato to do for us when he took on his position was to bring back, let's find a way to bring sports back to schools. Because it's so important that young people, young kids, learn that okay na tayo, pinalakpakan na tayo ng DepEd. Sige. All of the things you learn when you compete in sports, even at the low, just at the level, sa mga bata pa lang, intramurals, basta sumasali ka sa sport. Lahat yan will teach you how to be a better person. And that's why for me, has become so important. And that's why I think that it's important to bring it back to schools so that all our kids, kahit na 1 day a week lang, meron silang 2 oras na tumatakbo, tumatalon, naglalaro, whatever, competing with one another, para maramdaman nila yun. Without that, we miss out on a great deal of life lessons that will not be learned by our children. Those life lessons that we get through sport. And that's why to see these new facilities, these new arrangements that you have done for our athletes is something that brings a great deal of joy to my heart, because our athletes really should be supported. I know, I have an idea about the sacrifices that our athletes make, and the government has to be part of your support group. I know your support group now is your mga magulang ninyo, yung coach ninyo, yung trainer, yung nutritionist nyo, pati hanggang sa driver, yung nagda-drive sa inyo para makapag-train. You ganun lang, but if we know the sacrifice, that's why government, if we truly consider this important, government has to play its part. We cannot depend on the informal support group that most athletes get. And so that's why it's very good to see this, because when athletes are training for a specific match, a specific tournament, a specific laban, they have to be, everything about the preparation has to be complete. They have to be able to rest well. They have to be able to eat the proper food. They have to be trained properly. If they come in, they get an injury, kailangan meron tayong magaling na sports medicine na aayusin ang injury para makapag-train ulit, para maging handa doon sa susunod na laban. So these are all of the elements that go into sport that are so important for the development of our children and therefore our society and our future. So I congratulate all those who have been part of this rebirth, shall we say, of these facilities, and I congratulate you all, and I know that this kind of facility will be so important and will help our athletes do better in their international, even local competitions, all their competitions. And we will continue to bring pride to the Philippines. We will continue to inspire young people, and we will continue to support that inspiration by saying, we are here, the government is here, we are working to make sure that you have all that you need para maging maganda naman, maging matagumpay ang inyong mga maging competition kahit saan man kayo pumunta. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Mabuhay mga atletang Pilipino. Mabuhay kayo.